It ends at 20 past
Thank you,
5.
Chair.
Let's move with speed and save time.
Can I start, Chair? Thank you, Chair. Mr. Nkabinde.
Yes.
I'm going to start with the McBride issue. A few thoughts. I was going to leave it for later, but I want to touch on this just because the previous member, honorable member, asked it. While serving on the National Task Team for Special Investigations, were you ever approached by members of crime intelligence?
Not at all.
Were you ever offered any kind of a promotion at that stage, favor or benefit for making statements or affidavits against Mr. McBride?
Not at all.
Because that, the reason I'm asking it is that is the loose thread that's hanging around this thing. I'll come back to it now, but why do certain, because interesting, after last week's blunder with the testimony, a lot of messages that we got said that several crime intelligence officers placed you at the center of this whole McBride campaign that was being run at that stage. Would you comment on that?
No, there was no such thing.
You produced a very damning report against Robert McBride. Do you still stand by that report?
Yes, I do.
But the Public Service Commission found that your allegations were entirely baseless. So if the PSC, do you see them as being part of some kind of a conspiracy, or was your report an attempt to smear an effective investigation?
My report has never referred to PSC.
But the PSC found it entirely baseless.
So they can't find that and don't give me a report as a complainant. It's the first time I hear it from you, honorable member.
Okay, I'll come back to it again. I want to ask in terms of IPID's charges against you. IPID charged you in failing to disclose the crime intelligence approach, apparently. Do you accept that there was a charge against you with IPID, from IPID?
Yeah, not that one, not the one that you are referring to. I was not charged for that.
So what was the charge then?
The charge was me writing a report, and then in one line there, they are saying I put the department into disrepute by giving out false allegation against the senior managers.
And then IPID allegedly also charged you with obstructing investigations regarding a 45 million rand iView cell phone grabber case. Would you, do you concede to that?
No, I was part of investigation there.
Were you part of the investigation?
Yeah, that can't be me investigated.
No, I understand that, but the
It has never done.
information that we got was that they complained
that's
about
wrong
you.
Information.
It's interesting. Why did you rather sought settlement instead of clearing your name?
I could not clear my name because there was the only option I had now when Mr. McBride is offering me the settlement.
But you approached them for the settlement.
No, he approached me for the settlement.
Not according to the statements that we saw. Jay, there's something very wrong here.
Statement from who?
From Robert McBride himself at that stage. The statement from back then.
No, that's not true. I don't have that statement.
Well, you would have seen it because
No, I
you
never
were a
saw it.
respondent in it.
I never saw it.
Well, I'm sure we can share
I
it.
don't know where he wrote that statement to who.
I'll share it with you. But Chair, maybe it's an option to invite Mr. McBride himself to then come and explain that, because according to his statement, you approached him for settlement and it wasn't the other way around. In fact, you approached Mr. McBride to resign, and then you instructed your lawyers to negotiate a settlement. The reasonable inference is that you then avoided a public process because it would expose your dealings with crime intelligence. Is that correct?
No, that's no such things. If there was such a things, Mr. McBride will not agree to that. He will never. I know him. He will never if there was something like that.
So he wouldn't agree if you approached him for a settlement?
Yes, if it's based on those reasons, he would not agree.
But if you approached him and conceded that you had made a mistake and you said that you don't want to fight any further, would he concede? Would he agree to a settlement?
That will be then up to him.
The reason I don't understand this, Mr. Nkabinde, respectfully, there's a saying that says, strip a man of money or position and he can rebuild. Strip a man of his name and he has nothing. Surely with something like this, if someone questions your integrity to this point, you would do everything to clear your name. If it meant to go to court, do whatever you need to do, but simply conceding and moving on without actively clearing your name, don't you think that casts significant doubt on you?
No, it will cause a doubt on McBride as an executive director, instead of dealing with a serious misconduct and decided to circle with a junior member.
It's very interesting. Mr. Nkabinde, I'm surprised that you haven't seen the McBride statement, Chair. I think that's something that we should consider and calling Mr. McBride, because I think it would give a lot of foundational information regarding Mr. Nkabinde in this process. In terms of your contradictions of the Mpangeni meeting and your appointment, Mr. Nkabinde, you describe yourself as a straightforward public servant, correct?
That's correct.
Let us test that. General Mkonazi testified under oath that you brokered the Mpangeni meeting with Minister Mchunu. You say he did. So both cannot be true. Did you broker it or did General Mkonazi broker it? Who's lying?
What do you mean broke for it?
Organized it, arranged it, planned it, scheduled it.
No one, both of us planned it or arranged it. While we were there in the area, I'm the one who suggested that let us go past Minister Mchunu.
So you arranged it?
Yes, so General Mkhwanazi is correct if he's saying, while we're there, I took him to Minister Mchunu. He is right.
According to me, though, you said that he was the one that arranged it.
Not Minister Mchunu, because he's never known, they never know each other.
Not Minister Mchunu, General Mkonazi. You said that General Mkonazi was the one that arranged it. Never mind, we'll go on to the next one. I'll come back to it. You also testified that the minister had no list and that you were the only candidate for the chief of staff position in the minister's office. The minister testified that he interviewed multiple candidates. So again, who's telling the truth, you or the minister? Was there a list or was there not a list?
Minister can't interview anyone. He can't get involved in those processes.
So the minister doesn't get involved in any form of process regarding his own chief of staff?
No, he can't. The only involvement is to nominate. Then he leave everything to HR.
So can you explain the process that led to your appointment as the chief of staff to the Minister of Police?
The minister nominated me. Then the HR started the process whereby I was requested to write assessments, which it was 3 assessments. I also requested for my pre-screening fingerprints to check if I have any criminal records. Then they check they check my qualifications with SACA. They check my experience. Then they check the suitability. Then they recommended me.
And the minister testified that he interviewed multiple candidates. It's interesting that you say he's got nothing, that he's not part of the process at all. And you indicate you were the only one on the list.
For chief of staff, yes, but in different areas of positions, it was multiple people.
And on what basis do you think you were selected for the senior role? What assurances can you provide us that you operate independently? And we asked this to almost everyone. We asked it yesterday to Mr. Haas as well. How can you assure us that you're not being used to advance the agendas of others within or outside SAPS?
No, I got this position on merits. I do qualify in all ends with my experience and my qualifications, and I'm suitable for the job.
But I'm concerned, Mr. Nkabinde, and again, respectfully, General Konazi testified that you contacted him to ask him what the role of Chief of Staff entails. Did you?
No, I
So is
contacted,
he lying under oath?
I contacted General Mkhwanazi to inform him about the offer.
So he's lying.
I could not even ask him because he has never been a chief of staff himself. I could not ask him.
Well,
How old
he
know?
testified before this house that you contacted him to ask about the role of what the role of a Chief of Staff entails.
No, that's not correct.
Okay, so you say that General Konazi lied to us.
Yes.
Can you clarify whether you now fully understand the responsibilities and the scope of your role?
Yes, I do.
What steps have you taken since your appointment to ensure clarity on your duties? Have you done anything additional? Have you gone for a course? Have you learned anything? Have you spoken to other chiefs of staff? What have you done to ensure that you know what you're doing?
We are having regular meeting with all other chief of staff.
So you've been reported and you said it to us today that you schedule meetings for the minister, correct?
That's correct.
Can you explain why this task is performed by you personally? Is this not ordinarily the function of the minister's personal assistant or admin support staff? The reason I ask this is, how do you determine which engagements fall within your mandate versus that of other administrative staff?
With the schedule and calendar of the minister, we are meeting every week, and the PA, he knows which activities the minister will do, and my responsibility is to facilitate and communicate with other stakeholders. If it's going out now to coordinate, it's going through me, not the PA.
Then, may I ask, have you ever declined or questioned or challenged a request from the minister that you believe to be inappropriate, irregular, unethical, or unlawful?
No, I never come across with such an activity.
If not, then how do you ensure that you are not simply complying to every instruction? In other words, how do you guard against becoming a yes man in a role that requires independent judgment and advisory responsibility?
If at one stage I come across with such, I will engage the minister and advise him. I won't just simply do wrong thing. I will advise him.
And can you provide an example where you exercised some kind of independent judgment that differed from the minister's proposal or position?
Like even when we were busy with his diary, he will be now pushing for a certain meeting, but I can also use my overall leadership that as priorities, Minister, can we shift this one and put this one? Because I need to prioritize, because at the end of the day, I'm the overall supervisor in the office. I must make sure that we do prioritize, irrespective that minister wants this, minister wants that, minister wants that.
See, this is why I'm concerned, Mr. Nkabinde, is because that job, exactly what you just said, that's in the job description of the secretary. That's not the job description of a chief of staff. I have the benchmark with the chief of staff here in front of me, and it's certainly not that. I want to ask you about your relationship, the closeness of your relationships with both Minister Mkhunu and Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. Can you elaborate on the nature of these relationships? We can start with General Mkhwanazi. Last time you spoke about boys' weekends where your wives shouldn't know what you do. But let's talk about that. Today, I get a different picture of the Mr. Nkabinde that sat before us last week in terms of your friendship with Mkhwanazi. So what kind of relationship do you have?
It's a very close relationship. In such a way that we discuss personal stuff, me and him. We visit each other. We even go to social gatherings together, social functions together if we are invited. So he is a very close person to me, General Mkhwanazi, in that sense.
And in terms of Minister Mkhunu?
In terms of Minister Mkhunu,
Would you consider yourself friends?
no, he's not a friend.
How do you reconcile your description now, though, with what we've heard from General Konazi? What went wrong? Why would he say the things about you that he has? And I mean, you're sitting here on a public platform where you say that, for example, that he lied to us. I mean, that doesn't look like a solid friendship to me.
When that happened, I just had an inference that General Mkhwanazi was upset that I recorded him. That was an inference that why he's so upset. It's because how many things he discussed with me. So that means how many times I recorded him. So he took it very personal that a person who's very close to me and a person that I talk to him everything, he now recording me.
But do you blame him?
No, I don't blame him, but that's why I also had the justification why I recorded him.
I want to ask you a question. Did you leak the confidential PKTT disbandment letter written by Minister Mkhunu to Mr. Mokhotsi or to Mr. Matlala? So did you leak that to Mokhotsi or Matlala or any other unauthorized person?
Not at all. And moreover, I don't know Matlala.
Were you acting as some kind of a political conduit at that stage? Did you ever pass any sensitive documents to advance any agenda of any kind?
Not at all.
And can you explain your involvement in preparing and revising that 31 December letter?
I was going to say, Chair, that is why I was saying to the Honorable Evidence Leader, even if it's inconvenient for search and seizure and all, but in a way I'm happy that at least the investigation will reveal the truth, whether you did something or not. Coming to, can you repeat I just got disturbed?
No, I just asked, can you explain your involvement in preparing, revising, or handling the letter?
In preparing and revising of a letter, I was not involved at all. When the letter was drafted, we were not together with the minister. So I cannot even comment when he was drafting it, how he drafted it. I only got involved when he said, I've got a directive that I want you to forward to the National Commissioner. I only got involved there. And it means if it's not my job for administration work, probably it would have gone without even me knowing. It's just that it has to via me to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Nkabinde. What role did Advocate Pikoli play in redrafting or reviewing the letter?
He proofread it, and I can remember he had some inputs, which I can't recall now. He had some inputs where it was inserted before then the minister then okayed it, then I said.
Are there any of the changes that you can remember? Changes or can you remember any of the input?
I'm not sure whether there were anything talks to constitution or something, but it was in line with a minister's powers.
And how would you interpret the fact that someone with this kind of senior experience did not detect the alleged constitutional deficiencies in the initial draft? Yeah, how would you interpret that?
In reference to Advocate Pikoli?
Yeah.
You know, after the letter was seen by him, you then have that confidence that a person with legal mind and a special advisor, he will advise the minister correctly. So there was absolutely nothing even for me to think further.
I think it would be good, Chair, if somehow, even if it's a written submission, to get clarity from Advocate Pikoli on that for the record. In terms of the recording of General Konazi, Mr. Nkabinde, you never informed General Konazi that he was being recorded, correct?
Yes, I never.
You deliberately hid the recording device from him. Or it was recorded over the phone. It wasn't a device.
It was a phone.
It was
yes.
okay.
Yes.
Who authorized you to record the general?
No one authorized me. I took that decision.
So explain to us again shortly, what was the purpose of it?
The purpose of the recording, I had a conversation with General Mkhwanazi on the 2nd of January when he was querying about the letter. Then he mentioned all other sorts of things that there will be fight back. If he's clean, the minister is clean, we're gonna dig him while he was a premier. It was those things that General Mkhwanazi alluded to me. Then on the 5th, General Mkhwanazi sent me a WhatsApp message, the one that now is reflecting here in my statement. He forwarded me that message. Then I read it. Then he contacted me afterwards. He said to me, hey, you see what I got from Facebook? How do you think our conversation on the 2nd got outside? Because it was just two of us. Then I said, General, where do you get this thing? He said, I got it from Facebook. Then we started to deliberate. Do you think someone is listening to our phones? We were now deliberating. Then he said, hey, maybe someone is listening to us. That is when I come back to and say, hey, but General, I don't think someone was listening to us because the content of this message is not correct. If someone was listening to our conversation, surely he would never leave out that there would be fight back. He will never leave out that if the minister is clean, we're gonna dig him. But all those things is not included here. In fact, I'm telling him on the recording, in fact, General, you did not say there will be a warrant of arrest. You never spoken anything about warrant of arrest, General. And again, you have never said the minister is a small boy. I can't remember you saying that. So what is going on now with this? And it's a conversation between two people. Now, I know for the fact, our conversation I never share with anyone. And it was a conversation between me and him. So now I started not to understand where does this message come from.
So you just recorded it and kept it for your own record?
Yes, that's okay. Let me record. In case something like this happen again, I will just show the recording.
But why did you previously then say, or Minister Nkunu said that he instructed you to record General Mkhwanazi because he was threatening you?
No, I was telling the sequence of event that after the 2nd, after our conversation on the 2nd with General Mkhwanazi, I informed the minister. Then the minister said, these are serious threats. You should consider recording him. That's what he said, the minister. But this time around in this one specifically, I'm not saying I would not comply with the suggestion of the minister at any stage, but this specific one, what prompted me is what General Mkhwanazi is giving me, which is now contradicting and distorted.
So is Minister Nkunu lying? Because Minister Nkunu said that the recording that we know about was because of him instructing you to record General Mkhwanazi.
No, he never instructed me. He gave an idea that you should consider recording him.
Immediately. So if the purpose, let me rather ask her this. So the recording wasn't your idea, correct? It was the idea of Minister Nkunu.
Sorry?
Was the recording the idea of Minister Nkunu or was it your own idea?
No, it was my own decision.
See, again, discrepancy. That's not what Minister Nkunu testified before this house. So that's now the second discrepancy where Minister Mkhunu or yourself or General Konazi or yourself, so you're contradicting each other here. The person who benefits from this recording is the minister, not you, correct?
No, it was me.
How, or let's rather say, you can't prove that this is the full unedited recording, can you?
It's not full.
Unedited recording, can you?
I can prove because it's me who recorded it. It's not edited.
And you knew that secretly recording someone without consent is a privacy violation, correct?
I knew that I'm not breaking any law if I'm part of that conversation.
But you can't just record someone without them knowing.
Yes, but I know that I'm not breaking any law. If I'm part of that conversation, I can record for so many reasons.
That's very interesting. I would say at least under the Poppy Act, at least. I mean, why would an honest official need to unlawfully conceal and record someone?
Yeah, if you have a conversation with someone, just two of you,
Yeah, but this is your boys' weekend, Fred.
and all of a sudden, he's coming with the distorted
No,
information.
but this is your boys' weekend guy. Like, you guys you're like brothers. The way you described it, when you do naughty things together. That's what you told us. Yeah.
Yes, but that was another thing, that how come he's coming back to me with a wrong message?
But wouldn't you confront him with that first and discuss that with him instead of just
No,
recording
we
him for
discussed
backup's
it.
sake?
We discussed it. It was on record, but we were discussing it. That what do you think what is going on here? It's two of us. One of us leaked this thing, but my worry, the information is wrong. That was my only worry.
The information in
It's
the
wrong, yes. I don't want tomorrow, General Mkhwanazi said, he said something that he did not say, even himself, because this message contained things that General Mkhwanazi never said, even himself. So it's very dangerous now when this thing it will now as if I'm creating it. I want to have a bad name of Mkhwanazi. He's speaking, it's just two of us. And now the message comes back with the wrong information. What Mkhwanazi will think, he will think maybe it's me now, I'm lying, I'm exaggerating things that he never said.
Apologies for interrupting you. Why did you not previously tell us that that wasn't actually the recording then? Because what you're saying now, if I understand you correctly, is that the recording that we've heard part of is not actually an accurate recording. It's been altered. Is that correct?
It's not altered. The specific recording is not altered.
But you're breaking my brain here, because you just said that the one that he referred to that was on Facebook was not the real recording.
No, I'm not referring to the recording. He sent me a WhatsApp message purportedly to be our conversation on the 2nd, of which our conversation were not a correct version of this WhatsApp message, not a recording. On the 2nd, there's no recording.
I'm speaking about the recording, Mr. Nkabinde. I want to understand whether it was the original recording that was played on Facebook.
What do you mean on Facebook? It was even on Facebook, it was not a recording. It was a message. That's what he said. It's not a recording.
Yeah, I'm gonna conclude. I think we're going in circles at the moment. Mr. Nkabinde, I'm concerned. It's one thing to do something like this without a colleague knowing, behind his back. Even more so your boys' weekend guy. I think we must seriously consider and remember what else could potentially have happened. Do you understand the seriousness of this, the contradictions that we've heard today between what you say, what Minister Mkhunu says, what you say, and what General Konazi says? It literally contradictions between the three of you. Thank you, Chair.
Are you responding to the statement, Mr. Nkabinde, on the contradictions?
Sorry, Chair.
Are you responding to the statement on contradictions?
Yes, Chair, I can comment. I never contradicted with anyone. What I share to this committee, it's a correct version of what I know.
Chair? I think it's just a closing comment, Mr. Nkabinde, and you can stand by that. It's absolutely your right. What I'm saying is there's a clear discrepancy between your version and the version of General Konazi, one, and there's a definite discrepancy, especially in terms of the recording of your version and the version of Minister Mkhunu. So you can stand by your version, 100%, but you're missing each other on it. And then maybe just the last point, if you share a recording like that with a third person, it becomes illegal. So it's good to remember that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Cameron, Mr. Cedric Nkabinde.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.